We are live, is that correct?
Yep, we're live.
We're live. Hey there, this is Ann Sieg and Brian Cummings coming at you on a beautiful Sunday evening. At least that's how it is here in Bella Vista, Arkansas. Brian, your neck of the woods, Reading, is it beautiful?
Far Northern California, yes. Sunny outside.
Very good. Awesome. Well, we have a fun story to share. Connected up with you about an hour ago, and you told me a little morning drive that advice. Awesome. Terry, well, we have a fun. She wasn't going out to do yard sailing, as they call it. She just happened to drive by a yard sale. And at minimum, I saw between two books. One was a book and the other was an audiobook series. $100 just like that, all profit.
Yep.
So
easy.
We're going to share those details. And you're going to hear the fun ding on Brian's phone. So stick with us because we're going to do a demo for you of Brian actually holding up these books, showing you on his phone. And this just happened this morning with his wife, Terry. So she's been trained in Brian's proprietary book flipping profit system. After all, she has gone out and gone scanning with you hundreds of hours, probably.
A little more than 100. Yeah.
Little more than
add a
100.
couple more zeros.
Yeah, add a few zeros over that. Okay, so great. What I'm going to do, I know some of you are not familiar with the Amazon third-party seller platform. So what I want to do is share my screen first and just give a quick overview. And then Brian is going to do this fun little cash cow demonstration for you. So hang tight with us. All right, so we're talking about buying low, this being used books and selling them for a profit on Amazon.com. And that is utilizing fulfillment by Amazon. We call it FBA for short. So this schematic, Brian, do you see my schematic? Do I have my screen showing? Okay,
Yes, you do.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to walk you folks through this. Some of you, I know it's repetition, but just hang with us because you got to see Brian's demo with the cash cow. Hang tight. So what happens in the arbitrage model? Arbitrage means buying low, selling high. That's what arbitrage means, taking advantage of price differentials in the marketplace. So you are going to source products, and specifically the example we're talking about tonight is used books. And yes, you can find them at yard sales. So you're going to find steeply discounted, sometimes 33 cents a book, really cheap. You're going to find those books and you're going to first find out if they're going to be profitable or not and in high demand with Brian's proprietary book flipping profit system. All right, so you get those books and then you're going to ship them into Amazon. Amazon will store your books in one of their many warehouses throughout the country. And then when your customer buys your book, Amazon will pick and pack your book off the shelf in the warehouse and they'll ship it to the customer and they'll take care of all the customer service. So this creates a very highly leveraged business model. This is why we love Amazon so much. And third-party sellers account for a whopping 51% of the sales on Amazon.com. So that is the FBA model. And the secret sauce to this is the Amazon Prime customer. I'm one of them. And it's about 1/3 of the Amazon sellers. There's 310 million Amazon sellers. About a third are Prime. And Prime customers get the free 2-day shipping, which I love. And then you see the buy box there, which is this coveted piece of real estate online, considered the most lucrative piece of real estate on the entire online space, is the buy box. And that is when your product, your book, ends up in the buy box, it is golden. So it's those two working in tandem. But there's a little bit more. There's 4 keys. I'm going to have Brian briefly mention those.
Sure. When selling books, I kept looking for ways to make my book business more profitable. I wanted to multiply my time, scale my business, and I kept finding these little advantages that I could take to get an edge over my competition. So FBA, of course, is one of those. That's where Ann just described. You send all your books into Amazon, let them do all that work. But then with the book scouting tools, and I'm going to demonstrate this in just a moment. Here's my smartphone, one of the book scouting tools. I found a loophole that Amazon has in there and how to take advantage of that. That gives me a huge edge over my competing book scouts out there. You can learn about that in the training that we just did the other evening. Anne's going to give you a link to that recording. And then there's strategic pricing, because books go up and down. There's very volatile pricing on Amazon, and when they go up, that's when we want to sell them. Informative book descriptions and the way I describe my books make people buy my books first over other people's books. So that's the 4 keys. You'll learn all about it in that recording. Let me give you an idea of what a book flipping business would look like. So you start out with a smartphone, just like that. You can see I have the exact same app on my phone that you see there on the screen. And you just use your phone's camera to take a picture of the barcode on the back of the book. You scan that barcode, up pops data on your phone. And here's a picture of me doing this in a Goodwill store. I'm scanning all those barcodes right there on the back of the book. It brings up this data. And we teach you how to make sense of that data. We give you the BFPS profit parameters. It's a book flipping profit system. We tell you how to program your app so that when you come across profitable books, it gives you a ding, a buy signal. And all the information that you need to make a decision about that book being profitable to sell is right there on your app. Everything you need is right here to make a buying decision. So then you gather up the profitable books, bring them home or bring them to your office, and you organize them by condition so you can quickly list them with Amazon's what they call Seller Central. It's free software that they give you. You have full control over all of your inventory, all your books, and you scan them in. They give you a label that you put on the back of the book, a barcode that tells Amazon that's your book. When a customer places an order, they know where your book is to send that book to the customer. You just package these up. No special packing at all. That's my daughter-in-law, Candy, who's packing all of those books into boxes. Amazon gives you a low-cost shipping label from FedEx or UPS. You put it out in front of your door. UPS comes by, picks them up, takes them off to Amazon. When they arrive there at Amazon, it's right there on that software. All your inventory's there, and so are your sales. And you can monitor sales right on your smartphone or right on your computer. Either way, that's the system, the book flipping profit system.
All right, before we go on, and we are going to get to the demo, so stick with us. This is going to be Brian's wife, Terry, who was just driving by a yard sale and boom, the cash cow dropped out of the sky. Not quite exactly. She did have to get out of her car and just quickly scan some books. So hang with us. Now, please know the reason we're doing this Facebook Live right now is because there are only 4 hours left of this special 72-hour discount, 40% off our book flipping profit system. So we just wanted to give a last minute heads up and shout out in case you didn't watch the full web class, which was this past Thursday. And you'll see in the post above, there's a link. Just click that link, and if you want to learn the full details of the book flipping profit system, you can watch that. But just please be aware, the 40% discount ends tonight at midnight Central Standard. All right, so Brian, you know what? Your method yields results that while there are other book scouts out there also buying and flipping to sell for a profit on Amazon, well, they only get a minuscule amount of books compared to what you do. And that's because of the Amazon data loophole, which is detailed in our full webinar session. Again, the link is in the post above. But what's this about here, Brian, this photo?
So I'm at a thrift store. I'm walking in. A friend of mine, another book scout, is walking out, and he's got this pile of books. What is it, about a dozen books? And I asked him if I could take a photo of that, because I knew I was going to walk in right behind him and find all these books that he missed, that he left behind. So I took this photo of it, and then I'm in there for a couple of hours, and what do I walk out with? I don't know that it was exactly this cart, but I walked out with a lot more books than he had. So these pictures of shopping carts full of books, I've taken so many of them. I don't find this number of books, this many in each store every time I go, but I found them so often that I've stopped taking these photos. And that card there on the left, that's probably nearly 100 books from a Goodwill. There's another 100, 90 or 100 in that cart on the right from Savers. So you can see I go to a lot of thrift stores. I also go to Friends of Library stores, lots of different places. And garage sales too, which I'll tell you about.
So we've had, or you have taught over 2,000 members to do this. So we call these kind of book hauls, there's a name for it. They're called Brian books. And so it's not just Brian who's doing this now, but it's because of the book flipping profit system, which Brian distilled all of the tens of thousands of hours that he had done scanning and shipping the books in, setting up the pricing parameters, everything that he learned. It is crafted into this beautiful system that creates results for our members too. So here we have Carol. She did walked away with over 100 books, much bigger stack than your average book scout. Then we've got Jen. She went to a Friends of the Library sale, 272 books at 63 cents a book. Gotta love those last day bag sales. Kay here, 213 books. Olin, wow, a weekend haul of about 700 books, which is really stellar. Christy here did 386 books. She says it was a good day. Danita, 3 hours, bought 68 books. Good haul. Here's Annie, total for the weekend, 132 books, 4 of which averaged out are $400 to $100 each. Here's Olin out on Christmas Eve of all days. He says 200 plus books. So he's out making money on Christmas Eve. And there he says, Merry Christmas, everyone. So Brian, why don't you give a short little, you know what? I apologize. I went zooming by. We didn't do your demo yet.
Yeah, let's do the demo.
Let's do the demo before we get to what books is done for you, right?
Let's get a bigger picture so everybody can see this clearly.
Okay, let me stop sharing. There we are.
So Terry was going, she went to yard sales yesterday, but she doesn't usually do yard sales on Sunday. It's not her thing. She thinks that they're all picked over. And she was driving home and saw a sign and she scooted over there. And lo and behold, there were books there. And I'm looking in a box of about a dozen books here on my left. This is one of the books that she picked up. It's just a used teen girls Bible. And if you can see this here, this is the app. Now, if I can get it without the glare, that price in orange right there, it's going to sell for about, that says new, $21.78. So it'll sell for about $20. And then the price right up here on the left, it says $9. We'll actually make about $8 selling this book. And this was pretty typical of many of the books that were in there, to $8, $10 profit, something like that. That's after the cost of the book. By the way, these were $1 each. So she didn't pay very much money. But then there's this Dungeons and Dragons book, pretty common book. And I'm just going to scan it with my app. There's a barcode on the back. And I'm going to use the camera on my phone. And let's see if you can kind of see what I'm doing there. It's kind of hard to hold this. And come on. There we go. Ding.
Ding.
So now, the price that we'll sell it at will be at least that or a little higher than that. And that says $57. And then right up here is the profit in yellow. A little hard to read there, but it's $57.77. So we'll make $57 after all of our cost on that. Here, look at this too. This one was fun. This is a brand new set of audio Bible. And it's still shrink wrapped, so we'll sell it as a new book. It is a book, by the way, even though it says audio Bible. It's sold in the book category on Amazon. And the barcode's on the back. And I'm just going to scan that barcode with the camera. There we go. Ding. And lo and behold, new. This book will sell, I think it says $84.
Yeah.
And the profit, I'm having trouble reading it. Can you read it right up there?
$60.50.
$60.50 on a dollar that she bought. So this was fun. She was just driving home. It took maybe 10 minutes to buy this box of books. There's about $250 worth of profit in this box once they sell. Yeah.
$250 in profit from that box?
Yeah, so, I mean, that really was only about 10, 15 minutes of her time. And then it'll be another, we've got 20, 30 minutes to send them into Amazon and a little bit of managing it. So let's just say altogether we have an hour's worth of work into this. That's why I love books so much, because the ROI, the return on your investment in both time and in your capital, in your dollars, is so high.
Wow. Okay, so 15 minutes of stopping by a yard sale now $250 in profit.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that is courtesy of your book flipping profit system.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go back to our screen, and I was sharing how other members have followed in Brian's footsteps. And I'm going to share my subsequent slides. So here is Brian. Why don't you give a little synopsis, Brian? We know some of our members who come here have come out of a troubled situation. You were in a troubled situation. You want to give a little synopsis of what happened and what led you into the book category?
Yeah. I'm a neuromuscular therapist. I treat people, or used to treat people, in chronic pain. That was my business. Had a law change here in the state of California that made it so I couldn't bill insurance anymore. And my business practically dried up. I lost about 2/3 of my business within a couple of months. It was scary. And I tried a lot of different things. I sold on eBay. I really hustled to make ends meet, but we fell into debt doing that. And then I stumbled over a little pamphlet about book selling. And I taught myself how to sell books specifically on Amazon. It took about 18 months to get out of a significant amount of debt and become, that was a full-time income. It replaced and exceeded my income as a neuromuscular therapist. So it's meant a lot. We've moved up several motorhomes. We just bought this motorhome about a year and a half ago, and we love our lifestyle. We get to travel together. We both get to do this on the road. We get to write off all that travel too. It's fun having a business together. And now what's rewarding is that I started teaching others how to do this, and I get to see them be successful. Here's Robert and his wife with their motorhome doing the same thing.
There you go. He says, I bought this little family hauler because BFPS is working and paying the monthly. Gail, my spouse, got tired of me driving all kinds of places early, staying late, and hurrying home tired. We now travel as a pack, her and I, along with the 2 dogs. So that is definitely following in your footsteps, Brian. And here is Randy just showcasing one of her books. It was an accounting book that she purchased for $2.14. Sold it for $231.42, a profit of $190, ROI of 8,883.18%. All right, so like I said, the full details are in the link that's in this post where we went through the full details. We're just gonna stop at this point unless there's any kind of comments or questions. We'd love to help address, but otherwise, to secure your copy or your training course, just click the link above. It will give you the full replay of our web class from this past Thursday. Also, you know what? I'm just going to go to that link. Actually, it would be the best thing to do so people can see what that looks like. So, whoops, hang on. I'm going to have to actually click the link in the post, and then I'll drag my this over. Okay, so it looks like this. This is the full replay. And then this is where you click the link to secure your course. I am ready to start my own book flipping business. And as you can see, there is a significant countdown going on right now. So we really mean it. This is your opportunity to get this at a 40% discount. So again, whoops, yeah, I want to hit the stop share. There we are. Well, thank you again, Brian, for jumping into this call with me and sharing the details of Terry's cash cow. I kind of was actually talking to Brian after our call about an hour ago. I said, Brian, I wouldn't mind you going out and doing that too,
It's fun.
Go get another $250 for me, would you? So this really is a fun way to make some quick money is through the book flipping profit system. So go ahead, click the link above, secure your copy at the 40% discount, and say hi to Terry for me. And congrats on her smart find.
Yep. I've got a smart wife.
You do. She's a smart cookie. Alrighty. Thank you, Brian.
Thank
Talk
you,
to
Ed.
you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.